Adonis Athletics for another little instructional video. On today's episode, it's about foam rolling and trigger point therapy and things like that. It's off the back of a video and also a podcast. A video on the JTS website with Dr. Quinn, and a podcast that I did with him on the Bars, Plates and Protein Shakes podcast. Check it out. Where we talked about the roles of foam rolling and trigger point therapy and things like that, and you know, is it really worth doing? How are you supposed to do it, and things like that. I highly recommend you check out the video as well on the JTS website. He just released it, and it touches on the same subjects that we talked about on the podcast. And I want to just take that video a step further because he explained it very well, and I want to actually show people out there how to execute what he talked about in the videos. So Dr. Quinn, if you're watching this, hopefully you can give us some feedback. If I'm doing anything wrong on this one, make sure you let us know. So you see people you know, going into a gym and doing foam rolls, doing trigger point therapy for like 30-40 minutes before they even start their training sessions, and a lot of guys here are guilty of that. A lot of guys everywhere are guilty of that, despite what you know, a lot of people tell them. So what Dr. Quinn's talking about is how you can basically, so the problem is people start to do their foam rolling. It takes them, you know, half an hour, then they start training, and then they do the first few exercises within their training program for the day, and they get to the last couple and they're all of a sudden out of time, or they just sort of get mentally fatigued. They just want to pack it up and go home. So that's obviously going to affect their training. They're not going to be able to get all the work that they need to be getting done, and that cut in volume is, and them not doing the accessory exercises that they're supposed to be doing, is obviously going to leave them behind. So there is a way to be able to do your foam rolling, do your trigger point therapy, and still get the benefits of it, but cut it down much further. So the way that it's done is, let's just say you're doing a squat for the day, and you start your squat, and you feel that, say, your glutes are tight. They're not letting you get the proper depth you need to be getting. They're not letting you move the way you need to be moving. It just doesn't feel right. But you know that using, say, for example, a cricket ball on the glutes makes you feel better, makes you squat better, makes the squat feel like it's a better movement. So instead of spending, you know, 10 minutes just doing trigger work or foam rolling work on your glute or whatever other muscle have you, basically what you do is you stick it in between your sets. The reason is because it doesn't matter how much foam rolling or trigger point work you do in one go. So if you do, you know, say 40 minutes of just foam rolling on your ITB, that's not enough for you to be able to make lasting change in the muscle fibers, in the myofascia, and anything like that. It's too little work. Something like that takes a longer period of time, not just, you know, half an hour of foam rolling and things like that. But what you need to do instead, what you're looking to do for the session, is just get good at, you just want to feel good at doing the movement. You just want to be able to do the movement and not feel those restrictions, not feel that pain. So basically you're tricking the body in making the nervous system almost forget about or not sense that restriction in movement through your trigger point stuff. And so that way you can get the movement done, and you can get on with the training. So for example, first set with the bar, and it doesn't feel good. I feel a little bit of tightness in my glute on the right side. So I'll get on the ball. All you need is about 30 seconds, 60 seconds at most. Figure out where it is, figure out what's giving you the problem, get it out of the way, 30, 45, 60 seconds, and then you go on to your next set. And you do your next warm-up set. And you feel it's getting a little bit better, so you do it again. Between your set again, another 30, 45, 60 seconds, no more. You know, that just because, you know, as Dr. Quinn himself pointed out, just because you do it for longer, just because you do it for 5 minutes or 10 minutes doesn't make it any better than doing it for 45 seconds or 60 seconds. As long as you're not doing it for 5, 10 seconds. Because if you do, and the other thing is you don't need to do the whole body, the entire body. It doesn't need to be one more trigger pointed before your training session. If you're just going to be doing a majority of, say, legs, especially to start with, you don't need to start foam rolling or doing any trigger point on your chest or your pecs, for example. Because by the time you do that and get to your legs, whatever effect it may have had is going to wear off after 5-10 minutes anyway. And if your whole trigger point and your foam rolling and myofascial release sort of things take 30 minutes to do, all the stuff you did at the start, it's pretty much pointless. And so you continue this fashion. You do your squat set, and then you do another trigger point or foam rolling set, then the next set, and the next set, and the next set. After 4, 5, 6 sets, as you're working towards your top set, you should be in a position where you feel good. You feel like you've gotten rid of all those niggles, all those problems that was giving you a problem in the first place, that was making your squat feel bad, or your bench feel bad, or your deadlift feel bad, or whatever. And that's how you do it. That's how you take it away. So hopefully that helps a couple people out. Make sure you go check out Dr. Quinn's video, the latest one on the JTS website, and also check out the podcast that I did with him on the Bars, Plates and Protein Shakes podcast channel. You can find it on iTunes, and you can subscribe to it. Hopefully that helped out. Until the next episode.
Going real well. So looking for a big day.
Indoors.
Part 2, first one we had in May, and we're doing part 2